Thank you. UDA claims that you stabilized the economy. Stabilized for whom? Certainly not for the ordinary Kenyan struggling under debt, taxation, joblessness, and economic uncertainty. Kenyans do not eat statistics, they eat food. They judge leadership by the price of unga, fuel, rent, school fees, medicine, and electricity. On agriculture, UDA boasts about fertilizer, while many farmers continue to struggle with costly inputs, weak markets, inadequate extension services, and declining purchasing power. On coffee, your party conveniently overlooks reforms initiated before your administration, including the Cherry Revolving Fund, reforms at new KPCU, and measures aimed at strengthening direct sales mechanisms. On healthcare, your government dismantled NHIF and replaced it with the Social Health Authority system. Whether intended as a reform or not, the implementation has generated confusion and uncertainty among patients, hospitals, and families trying to understand coverage, payment obligations, and accountability. Article 43 of the Constitution guarantees every Kenyan the right to the highest attainable standards of health. The right cannot be secured through confusion and public relations campaigns. On education, parents, teachers, and students continue to face uncertainty. CBC and CBET remain difficult for many families to navigate. Universities remain under pressure. Students continue to struggle with funding. Teachers remain overstretched. School fees continue to burden households. On affordable housing, Kenyans are not opposed to decent homes. What they reject is compulsory deductions, exaggerated claims, and insufficient transparency. If the program is succeeding, publish the full record: how much has been collected, how much has been spent, how many units have been completed, how many are occupied, who owns them, and how many verifiable jobs have been created. Article 201 of the Constitution requires openness, accountability, and prudent use of public money. Public funds are not campaign material. They are taxpayers' money. Mr. President, constitutional government is measured not merely by the policies it announces, but by its fidelity to the rule of law and its development track record. Increasingly, Kenyans are witnessing a troubling pattern in which court orders are treated as inconveniences rather than binding commands of the law. The recent controversy surrounding the proposed Ebola quarantine facility in Laikipia illustrates this concern. When the High Court issues orders halting implementation of the proposal, pending determination of the legal challenge before it, the issue ceased being a political debate and became a constitutional obligation. Court orders are not suggestions. They are binding directives issued in the name of the people of Kenya. A government committed to constitutionalism demonstrates respect for judicial authority even when it disagrees with the judicial decisions. Selective compliance with court orders undermines the rule of law, weakens public confidence in institutions, and encourages a culture of impunity that no democracy can afford. The Constitution establishes no office, including the presidency, above the law. Respect for judicial decisions is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the clearest demonstrations of constitutional leadership. On public debt, your administration cannot continue blaming borrowing while continuing to borrow. It cannot continue increasing taxes while claiming to protect hustlers. Leadership requires responsibility, not selective memory. On youth protests and public criticism, claims that young Kenyans are merely being incited underestimate an entire generation. Young people do not need politicians to tell them whether they are unemployed. They do not need opposition leaders to tell them whether food prices are high. They experience these realities every day.